We are still following the last days of Jesus' life here on earth, his death, his burial, and his resurrection. 28 and 1, just to back up and get a running start at our lesson today. 28 and 1 says, at the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, the women came to the sepulchre. And what did they come for? Class, y'all a little smart. All right, they came to. Go ahead.
You notice here they said the women.
Yeah.
Remember they said that only one woman came. See, I'm watching these guys.
All right, now we talked about that. We said that the scriptures say one there, but if you go down to Matthew chapter, let's see. No, it's not Matthew. It's in Mark's gospel. Mark 16. Where's it? We came. Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Salome had brought sweet spices that they might come and anoint him. Okay, I know a couple of them do say that Mary was. They mentioned Mary specifically. Okay, but we do know that there were other women other than Mary Magdalene that went to the sepulcher. Okay, and basically, as Mark says, as they went, they remembered that there was a stone that had been rolled in front of the door, and they were wondering, God, how are we gonna move that stone? Okay, because remember I told you the stone was rolled into a gully. Okay, that kept people from rolling it back and getting into it. Okay, it made the seal stronger. Okay, and they remembered that. I guess they hadn't thought about it before they left the house, but then they as they got closer, they remembered. Yeah. And as they looked, they saw that the stone had already been rolled away. That must have given them a relief. Because Matthew said that there was a great earthquake. Yeah. And an angel from heaven descended and rolled away the stone. It's getting warm in here to me. Did it get warm in anybody else? Turn one of them off, Steve. Steve's ass feeling good. You know it's warm. All right. So the angel descended and rolled away the stone, and the Bible said that he sat up on it. And the keepers did shake. Yes, sir. The guys that were guarding the tomb, it scared the mess out of them, right? They started shaking, and the Bible says they became as dead men, which meant they faded. Okay. Now, when the women arrive, they go and they look in the tomb. And Mark says that they saw a man sitting. Okay, the angel had apparently taken on the form of a man. Okay, now Luke says that there were two men. Okay, they're not. One was sitting at the head, the other one was sitting at the foot. Okay, which is not a controversy because probably. Matthew and Mark just mentions the one that spoke. Only one of them spoke. So it doesn't say that there was not two, okay? But only one of them spoke. All right? And so as they went in, the angel asked, why are you seeking the living among the dead? Okay? Jesus has risen just like he said he was going to rise. Okay? And the women were ecstatic, okay? And he said, go tell my disciples And Mark includes Peter in that. Go tell my disciples and Peter that I'm going to meet them in Galilee. Okay. And the ladies frantically ran away from the tomb. Okay. To meet Jesus' disciples. Now, Matthew chapter 8, chapter 24, verse 9 says, and as they went to tell his disciples, behold, Jesus met them. Oh, what a surprise that would have been. Okay. And Jesus said, all hail. And they came and held him by the feet and worshiped him. And we said that was probably not true that they held him, because we're going to see in John's gospel when Jesus meets Mary, he tells her, don't touch him, because he had not yet ascended to his Father. Okay. So probably what they did is they bowed down in front of him. Okay. And worshiped him, because, they were surprised to see him. Okay. And once you notice here, the ladies recognized who Jesus was. Yes. Okay. Yeah. When Mary Magdalene saw him, she didn't recognize him at first. When the two men out on the road to Emmaus met him, they didn't recognize him. Okay. Now, so some people, I guess now Mary, I can understand why Mary probably didn't recognize him, because the Bible says she was weeping and she was sorrowful. Okay. And she could have had tears in her eyes. Okay. Which
recognized him in Mark 16 and 9.
Yeah, well, she recognized him later. Okay. Even in John, the story where she thought he was the gardener at first. Okay. She recognized him later. Okay. But at first she did not recognize him. And we'll talk about that when we get to that. Okay. All right. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come see the place where the Lord lay. So they went, and they were going to see it. And when they met Jesus, Jesus said unto them, be not afraid. Go tell my brethren that they go into Galilee, and there shall they see me. But we're going to see Jesus appeared to them in Jerusalem before they left going to Galilee. Now, chapter 21 of John tells about Jesus and the disciples there at the Sea of Galilee. But Jesus is going to appear to them there in Jerusalem before they leave to go to Galilee. And we'll see that as we go here. All right. Now, so they go to tell the disciples about Jesus. Now go to John chapter 20. John chapter number 20. All right. 20 and pick it up. Let me read verse 1. 20 and 1. The first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene, when it was yet dark, until the sepulchre, seeth the stone taken away from the sepulchre. Then she runneth and cometh to Simon Peter. Okay. Now, John says it was only Mary Magdalene. Now, we have seen before that there were other women that was with Mary. I don't know why he singles out Mary Magdalene. Okay. Then she runneth and cometh to Simon Peter and to the other disciples whom Jesus loved. So she came to Peter, and who else? Who's the disciple that Jesus loved? John. John is the John always in all of the book of John. John never refers to himself by his name. He always refers to himself as that disciple whom